Hey everyone, Ryan Miller here from Black Reno, Cold Etiquette and Housefox Studios. We're doing another live session today. We have a really stellar band, and they're called Hibiscus Biscuit. Welcome, guys.
Hey, man. Good to be here, man.
Thanks so much for coming in. It's really pleasant to have you in.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Absolute pleasure.
Yeah, sick. So last night you were telling me you were smashing it up down Wollongong. At La's.
Yeah.
And it was a good show, apparently.
Yeah, we rocked the house, man.
You just had chunks, did you?
Oh, man.
Jason, quote.
Yeah, dude. Nah, I got a blister from it.
That's brutal.
Oh, man, he
You
slaps
alright?
those strings.
Nah, like, I had to ice my hand, you know. It was very
Yeah, I've got some things in the freezer. Do you want me to?
yeah, it's very serious. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll hook that up after.
Maybe if you could kiss it better for him, that might. Just in the meantime, before we
just
grab
like
the
mum
ice.
used to do.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Now we've broken the ice.
Hey guys, don't pick on him.
Alright, so yeah, it was a good show. It was a good show. Who'd you play with? Tell me what's going on in the gong.
Basil's Kite, local legend. Sorry, I don't know. But and Commodore Charlie. Check out
Commodore
Basil's
Charlie.
Kite.
Yeah.
Check
That's
them
a sick
both.
show.
Check them both out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It must feel pretty good to get out of town and play some shows, especially with everything at the moment.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There was still a bit of an attendancy though. There was still a few people there. It's just strange, like playing to a seated crowd. It's just you feel like you want to play something a little bit more accommodating because people are sitting down. I don't know,
Bit
eating
of
food.
elevated music or something.
Yeah,
like that.
totally.
Lounge.
Yeah, a bit of bossa, a bit of samba. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some Tom Jobim bangers. Someone's gonna hate me for that, for calling Tom Jobim elevator music.
There's going to be all these
Spicy take.
people on YouTube, you know.
Yeah.
And before you start typing, fuck off. But yeah, it's still cool. And you like your debut album. I forgot the title of it. It's fucking got off my head for a second right now. What is it?
Reflections of Mine.
Reflections of Mine. I've been cranking it heaps lately. And you released that last March, and that was right before all this shit kicked off with
Yeah.
the fucking
Yeah.
world.
We're about to go to Melbourne. Sorry to interrupt you there. Yeah, we're just about to go to
No, it
Melbourne.
was perfect timing for you to chime in. Actually, that was just perfectly placed. Yeah.
Yeah, we were on tour when it was all happening.
Yeah.
Our festival.
And you'd already started.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were
Yeah,
in
wow.
Brisbane when it all kicked off.
Yeah.
Really.
So we had a Sydney show lined up at Waywoods that we had to cancel. Had to cancel Melbourne shows as well. I think
Yep.
Katoomba we had stuff kind of lined up as the end part of the tour. I had to cancel all of them, man.
Yeah. Wow.
Shit.
We did Breeze Vegas.
Yeah.
That was a great time, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brizzy's always good. I find I reckon the hotter the climate gets, the more like loose everybody gets.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love
they
it,
don't
man.
care.
Brisbane's
People are
like one of my
cool there
favourite
as well.
spots to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool people.
Yeah.
Down to earth. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I miss Vegas. Bris Vegas.
Good Vegas.
Yeah.
We'll be
Miss
back
Vegas,
there soon, man.
Oh,
The
yeah.
borders and that, that'll all sort out. But it's a stellar album, man. Like, I've seen your guys' name around a bunch. Obviously, I'm mates with Anthony, with your mate Booking, and he helps you guys out, works with you, and so you know, I've sort of seen Hibiscus Biscuit name around a bunch, and I checked out a couple of songs. I was like, yeah, this is sick. And then just recently, I really started digging into it, and the album is just fucking stellar, man. Like,
Thank you.
Thank you.
yeah, I wish I'd known earlier, but it's rad. It's really rad. You know, you got these like 60s vibes from like, it's like I'm hearing like Beatles, I'm hearing Doors, I'm hearing like Pink Floyd, and then I'm like all these other little bits. I could almost hear a bit of P-Funk in there at times. Like,
Yeah.
there's some fucking cool influences in there. I don't know if you listen to that sort of shit. I'm guessing you would.
All of it, and we're
You
trying to
know,
put it all
and-
together.
And then there's moments of like 70s rock, like Zappy sort of riff here and there, and it's quite diverse, man. But obviously brought in with like a much, for lack of a better term, modern vibe. Like it sounds like it's produced now, but it's just got all that epicness from that kind of era.
Yeah.
What were you guys growing up on? Because you're a bunch of young little buggers, and you're playing all this like sick music that's sort of reminiscent to all this like old school stuff.
Yeah.
So.
We had our like Beatles phase. Used to listen to a lot of Beatles together as a band. Led Zeppelin, all of that. But like
Doors.
individually,
Hendrix, of course.
Hendrix, I can't help myself. I grew up on Hendrix. As soon as I smoked my first joint, I was like, yeah.
Love, man.
Listening to Hendrix and playing some riffs in my room. Yeah, that was the go.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Whilst I over here is more into crack, so he was listening to him.
I was into the Doors.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Quite an influence, that one.
That's it.
The Doors, yeah. The Doors.
Crack.
Big influence to the band, right?
It was.
Ray Manzarek.
There's got to be some Doors influence.
Well, I
in
used to
there, for
play
sure.
bass for this guy. Fucking
Not actual bass, like fucking little.
like.
Oh, not actual
Not
bass.
actual bass.
Ooh.
It's not actual bass.
Slinging shit. It's okay, Jason. We love you, man. It's all right.
Nah, I'm leaving. I'm fucking out.
So how long did you take to put that together? Like that album, like how long were you working on it? You know, what was the process getting ready to before you recorded it?
I think
Because
we
it's fucking
probably
awesome. It's absolute.
we spent probably
Epic.
like a year kind of just preparing, writing tracks, and then kind of getting our studio up and running up in the Blue Mountains because we recorded it. Well, I mean,
Our
if
studio.
you can call it a studio, it's definitely a bit of a DIY
I mean,
affair.
like, look
but,
at this place. Like,
Yeah.
It was, yeah, we
So
didn't have
you
nice
recorded
wood
that album
paneling.
yourselves?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
I
Like,
hope my work stands up to it. 'Cause that's fucking awesome.
Thank you, man.
Putting the I think that's like a cool thing. Like these days with music being more independent, artists again having a space like this is brilliant, and I'm not trying to take away
No,
clientele
of course,
from
man.
you.
If you can do it at home in your garage, in
Yeah.
your bedroom, fuck whatever. man.
Yeah.
Whatever you can use to get to the finished thing,
Exactly.
and it sounds great. Like,
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, like As you were saying.
No, like that's it. I think young cats like us should feel encouraged to just buy the gear, do it at home within their means, and then send it off to someone who has the ears and the gear to just run it through something with a bit more filth and dirt that can like get that some compressors, limiters, all of
Somebody
that.
that's
like
mixing records every
gear.
single day.
That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Because
Run
that's the difference. Like putting some mics on in front of something and learning some techniques to mic things up. It's. I mean, there's definitely, especially when it comes to drums, there's still a lot to think about. But if you can nail that and get that right, it's a lot easier to nail and get that right than it is to nail and get a mix right.
Yeah.
And if you can do that really well and you can get yourself a decent enough space, then you can send those tracks and maybe even chat to the person that's like going to mix it later.
Yeah. And the
So
Liam, the guy that mixed our stuff, did a really good job.
Yeah. So who was that? Who's
It was Liam Judson, yeah. He's from the mountains as well. He's living up there at the moment.
He used to be in a band called the Bells Will Ring. Bells Will Ring. That's what
Bells
it's
will
called.
ring, yeah.
Was he in like
it kinda
Killing
rings a bell.
Time? No, that was
Someone else.
Tony,
Nice.
yeah.
What?
They got a ring to it.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. It's because it's alarming, isn't it? But,
Zinger.
Zinger. Well, Zinger, that's a good reference to the band we just did recently in the previous session, Mountain Was a Death Cult, which is kind of out from your way as well. They're not quite Katoomba, but they're it's funny that
They were
actually
at our gig last night.
first two bands we're doing, and this are a bunch of bloody Westies. That's awesome, yeah. That's funny, yeah. So there's obviously something going on up in the northwest there, because like Mountain Was a Death Cult are a fucking
Maruda
phenomenal
Joe.
band.
Maruda
Joe.
yeah.
Yeah. I've heard those guys. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then yourselves, what's going on in the Blue Mountains?
There's a couple
Red
good
B,
bands,
they're from up there.
Yeah.
Red
Katoomba
Bee is
Way,
so
they're like
good.
just fucking phenomenal.
Basil
band.
Scott, Isaac from
originally, yeah.
Isaac, the
Yeah,
drummer
yeah.
from Basil Scott is from used to be
Qual.
from the mountains.
Qual.
Qual.
Check out
Yeah.
Qual.
I don't know, Qual.
It's
What's
kind of
Qual?
a new thing. Just popped up.
How
Metal.
would you describe that?
Yeah, it's really cool. Metal.
It's just very experimental.
I
sort
like
of
metal.
yeah.
There's these young cats as well, Sapphire Palms. They're doing some ripples.
Yeah. They're more kind of, they got a bit psychedelic, but it's more indie sort of, less
Happy
stuff.
funk.
Funk.
Yeah.
Happy jazzy
Yeah.
funk.
Yeah, with an
It's
O.
funk.
Yeah, sick. Some kind of stuff you can just party to, I guess.
Yeah.
Actually, a new one that's popping up, Large Mirage. That we
Large
Large
Mirage,
Mirage.
yeah.
Yes.
I think
Yeah,
Anthony
Large
was talking
Mirage,
about them
actually.
earlier. He was like, have you heard of Large Mirage? They're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
They got
Yeah.
they got some real 60s
Yeah.
steez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with a name like
Throwback.
Large Mirage,
Yeah.
oh, I think it's fucking
Definitely.
No
cool.
Mirage it's all in there.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah, so there's a lot happening up in the mountains at the moment, yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really
Three
cool.
bands.
So
There's a lot more,
Sick
so much
scene,
music that brews out of the mountains. There's so like it's big artist culture. There's visual artists, musicians. And the cool thing about the mountains, if I have to say like about the scene in the mountains, it's that is chaotic in a way. Or like they don't like bands. There's a lot of bands that come out of the mountains that they're not a genre band sort of thing. They like do everything. It's whatever, let's get together, put a jam together, and they take influences from everywhere. And it's not product. A lot of bands and music that I've heard and listened from the mountains doesn't sound like product. Sounds like a bunch of dudes playing some music together and
a bunch of people getting together, like, let's do this, let's do that.
Yeah. Nothing
like,
against
like,
sounding like product, but they're not like, oh yeah, they sound like neo-psych. You can't like pinpoint it. It's just sporadic and random, and that's kind of the beauty of it, I suppose.
That's what makes it exciting.
Yeah.
Because if you can see it coming,
Yeah.
kind of like, and that's what I liked about your record too, because you couldn't see it coming. Because there are all these different little influences in there, and it's like it's a bit of this, it's a bit of that, and I couldn't quite put my finger on exactly what it was, and that's why I was like digging it so much. I was like, "Fuck, this is really, really cool." I was like, loving it. So so you guys recorded at home? You're saying you did all that stuff at home. Was it literally in the bedroom, the lounge room? Like, tell me. I'm super interested in this.
Should have seen this space, man. It was the mystery room in this little shitbox we were living in for a little while there. And I don't really know what it was meant to be originally. It's kind of this strange carpeted room attached to the shed.
Yeah.
But oh man, it was something. Like the paneling in the walls when Jason was doing his bass takes. Was like holding the wall because it was flapping at the corners. Like the fucking joint is just like come undone.
And if you listen in between the takes, you can hear the panel flapping.
Dude, you can hear it. Yeah, it's like this rich harmonic, bro. Like, oh my god.
There's a car driving past at just the right time.
Yeah, the
Oh,
fucking
right next to the highway.
Yeah, it was on the highway as well. So you get like
you hear
trucks.
Oh, you did, yeah?
Yeah. If you hear like a nice sub frequency, though, just roll through.
Just have to roll through right at the change in the chorus or something.
Yeah, that's it.
It came out nicely. I think that's
Yeah.
use what you've got available to you. I'm really into lo-fi music as well, and people are just like, whatever. It doesn't have to sound like finished, polished, super polished product, especially in like lo-fi rock and 60s bands that are trying to like emulate that 60s steez. I'm all for like whatever microphone you've got. If you use 2 microphones to mic the drum, I mean, obviously don't make it sound like absolute trash, but sometimes it's kind of cool. Trash is, I don't know, it has essence and vibe to it.
If you use a trash mic in the right space, like that dirt mic I had in the corner there, the Dr. Alien dirt mic.
Yeah.
And, by itself, it sounds fucking horrible. But then you just blend it in under the drums and it's just got this trashy...
Yeah.
And it sounds fucking rad, in the right moment, on the snare, gives a good crunch. And, shit like that you can do. It's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm super impressed. That's... did a sick job with the album, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's super, super cool. And like, so what made you move to Katoomba when you came to Australia? How long have you been here for?
I've been here for 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, like we've been
Because it's sort of, like usually when someone comes in from overseas, where are you from again?
Portugal.
Portugal, of course. Yeah. And usually when someone comes from Portugal, they're like in Bondi or hanging out at the beach or like a very touristy spot, right?
Yeah.
Or someone from overseas, anyone from overseas, they're usually hanging in like a pretty touristy spot.
I was in Petersham, funnily enough.
Not up in Katoomba, So
Yeah.
Shout out to Frangos.
Yeah.
to who?
Frangos.
Petersham? It's Greek Portuguese neighborhood, but it's like a big Portuguese
chicken shop.
community.
Damn,
I didn't know that. That's totally new to me. Yeah. But what made you go to up there?
To Katoomba. So pretty much being in a band with the fellas, and Sai's mother had a house up there that she wanted to rent. So we already had in mind to be living together and making this band making a serious deal of this band and try to chase it as a potential. Anyway, gosh, I'm going way out of the topic. Yeah, we moved there because we
just wanted to go hard with the fucking boys.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's it.
Play cool music.
Yeah.
It's like they all live up
Cheaper
there.
in
These
the
are the right
mountains.
guys to jam with. Fuck it, I'll move up there.
Yeah, Sai wasn't living
awesome.
up in the mountains.
We all moved up
We all
there,
moved
yeah.
up there, except for Jason.
Yeah.
And then Jason.
I stayed back for probably a year in Sydney.
Loser.
Yeah.
Get up
Missing
there.
out.
Dude, right?
Are you there now?
Yeah, I'm there.
Oh, winner.
Yeah, dude, we had a house in Medlow Bath, like a suburb up from Katoomba.
Yeah.
Massive fucking place, like biggest living room you've ever
Rock
seen.
the house.
Yeah.
Every
Rock
day.
that house. You could rehearse like till anytime.
Just got it.
Yeah, it was a great
man.
house.
Yeah.
So you're all living in the one place.
Recently we kind of like split up a bit more, so they're in Blackheath, so
Yeah.
even further up the mountain, and then I'm in Katoomba
Yeah. Okay.
with my partner.
Yeah. Cool, man. That's rad. That's rad.
Yeah,
How it all
yeah.
came together, and you guys have got like a rap trap band or something? A project.
Oh,
Hey, it's a good moment to promote rap trap. SoundCloud rap trap.
Yeah, we have a couple side hustles cooking up.
Yeah.
What's it called again? You were telling me earlier.
So there's Super Underground Trap Rap Project, which is me and Ricardo.
That's the name of it.
Nah, talk serious of it.
no.
We should take it. It's a serious thing. We're just trying to promote events more in line with electronic music. Because me and Nathan produce a lot of music. We've been producing for like the past 2 years feverishly in our rooms when we're not making music with the band. We're in our computers drinking coffee, smoking cigarettes, and getting some music done.
That's it.
So we decided to start a project that goes by the name of Ninfade, that it's essentially an artist but also an events collective. So we want to put events together that accommodate those kind of styles up in the mountains, because there's no one that is doing such, so we want to do such.
Yeah, so we focus more around kind of like electronic and like trap R&B electronic kind of stuff. Future bass, that sort of thing.
So with that eclectic and all.
Yeah, it's so random. It's
Yeah.
like
everything.
Like you're going like full like organic freaking 60s vibes, you know, all this sort of like really, I'd sort of like say very organic music, you know, like, and then it's just like, I don't even know what trap rap listens. I don't even listen to that stuff at all. I got no idea about it. But like, I'm sure it's the complete opposite, you know.
Yeah. I mean, trap rap. You say trap rap, but it's a bit of a different.
I love hip hop.
It's a bit of a different.
It's hip hop.
Yeah.
It's not even trap rap. We can go out under like the umbrella of EDM. I don't know. Like there's so many terms.
Dance electronic. Future music.
Future music.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's just a way of saving ourselves from the connotation of trap rap, because people just attach that to shit music, trash.
Yeah.
Can we swear, by the way? Fuck.
Yeah.
Shit.
I prefer
Cut.
I prefer
Fuck.
it in
God damn.
Oh, really?
Very did
Oh, you fuck no.
Yeah, true.
I swear like a bloody sailor, mate. So what are you doing? Like, so you know, when you did release this album, have you got any plans to sort of go out and, when you can, like re-promote it or something like that with a proper tour? I guess it's so long ago now. It's kind of hard to do.
I feel like the next one we might just do another live album or something like that.
When's the next one? What's
We'll see.
Well, we've just
I'm gonna write the songs first.
What the songs are kind of written.
We got a few kicking
got a few
around,
there.
Yeah.
there's a lot that needs to be worked on there. Like later in
No, it's a hard one. We kind of hit a little curveball because we wanted to make this project Hibiscus Biscuit financially viable, and I think you start making sacrifices towards like the kind of music you're making, and that ends up deteriorating a little bit of the love for making music, if that makes sense. And we're being too self-critical of our own product and thinking too much of Hibiscus Biscuit as product and less as a fun thing to do and just music to put out there, because it's fucking sick and it's great music, psych rock. I think it's a craft of love. People who are playing band music these days and are playing psych rock as a niche, they're doing it for the love of the style and for the love of music. People like yourself that put these kind of platforms to promote that style of music. It's a thing that comes out of love. It's a craft of love, not a craft of money. And a lot of people that are into business and in the game have jobs and things to support that niche, support the music.
I mean, like, you know, like that's why I have this studio. That's why I have my little PR agency.
Yeah.
I fucking love recording bands, obviously. I love working around bands full stop, like fucking booking tours, promoting bands. I just fucking love everything around it. But I do that because like I don't really live in a pipe dream that my fucking metal band's gonna, you know, I'm gonna try. Don't get me wrong, I'm fucking trying, but I know that when I do these things, I can do that thing. And no matter what, I'll be able to keep doing that thing. And I don't have to change the way I do that thing to fit into something make it because I think when you start, and I think that's like a huge thing, is when you start trying to, if I've never done this and I'm so against it, is writing music for a genre or for a market, for a target audience, for the sake of, hey, I think this is gonna, like, that's what's gonna get us
Yeah.
on the J's or on this thing. That's what's going to sell.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that, man.
Yeah, it's like
because as soon as you start doing that, every fucking person can see you are doing that. And it sounds like that, and then you sound like something else that's already fucking being done because that's what's being done and that's what's at the time. You know, you want to be the band, you want to be the artist in whatever genre it is that's writing music that is like, okay, cool, this is on the radio now. Well, that's what's next. You know, and you've got to write what you have to. I believe you have to write what's true to just what you fucking feel is cool. Because if the Beastie Boys said it better than anyone, like I remember like listening to an interview with them one time, and they were like, "So you know, what do you? It's because you know, because Beastie Boys they started as a punk band and hip hop, then they do all this like instrumental stuff as well. You know, like it's quite an eclectic fucking group when you think about it. When you put it all together." I started as a hardcore punk band in New York, right? Or hardcore punk band, something like that. And they were being asked this sort of question. They were just like, we just figure if we just go in there and write tunes that we think are cool, or like rhymes that we think are sick. If we think it's cool, someone else out there must for sure. Like if we fucking dig on it, if we're there going, man, like we're genuinely vibing on it, then surely someone else is. And I think that's that's like the most important thing to do, I think, when it comes to writing tunes. It's like, if you are frothing on what you're doing, like, fuck, this is like, you know, with your crew, your guys and your girls, whoever's in your band, and you're just like, oh, you're out of your skin, stoked about what you're doing. That's when you know you're writing something good. If you're thinking like, oh, are the public going to like this? Will this get us on this or that? Then you've just fucked it up. And maybe that works for some people.
That's what you
know, I don't know.
If you see that your project as like a business endeavor, then like sure, like do like, you know, if you take your music as product, I mean, guess like do it. Yeah, sure. But it's just really hard because there's so much of it and it's very see-through your intentions or what comes through like when you're making the music. And it's like, you know, dreadfully boring. Like, I apologize to a lot of people who are trying to like, you know, climb up the ladder of Triple J. There's a lot of good stuff that
I love on Triple J, dude. I'm fucking trying to get it there, and I fucking hope they play because Triple J are fucking rad. But
sorry,
no, they are
bad rap to Triple J.
no. You know, like fuck, we all get on Triple J.
I mean, we've got things on Triple J and Hertha, but it's very like it's clear, very clear and see through that there's a lot of bands and people that are trying to tailor their sound to climb up a chain like on Triple J. Like nothing against them. Like look, they're like putting music that is popular, and at the end of the day, the public chooses. It's popular for a reason. I like pop music, man. There's so much R&B, funk. Even like Bruno Mars, like don't take me wrong, like a lot of it, it's again product. It's a big fucking group of people that are writing music for him, but the influences he's taking, even though they're not credited, and he's got heaps of lawyers behind him.
Funkadelic and James Brown, and
exactly. Michael Jackson.
You can hear that in that, and it's cool as fuck.
Yeah, it is cool. It is
totally as cool as fuck. I think I feel like when it comes to that stuff, like treat your, like when you talk about the product, like fuck, it is a product. That's, you know, it's a shit term. Sometimes it sounds like a shitty term, but that's the reality of it. Like, we're selling this shit if we can. Trying to. And I really feel that like when it comes to writing and when it comes to the creative side, don't think too much about the product, but then when it comes to actually doing that shit, like treat that shit fucking serious and be as professional as fuck with it. But you got to try. It's a weird thing. You got to try. I feel anyway. Like,
compromises that you
just want to separate the two, in a sense that like when you're in there writing, don't think about it being product. But then when you finish writing that song and everyone in the room's going, "This is fucking sick." All right, cool. Now how do we fucking promote and get this shit out? What we do is we go, "Hey, Hibiscus Biscuit, come down to Brookvale. Let's record a fucking song live in the studio. We'll tell everyone about it."
Nice.
And that's how we do it, you know? And that's a good segue to talk about this fucking rad jam we just laid down today.
That's right. Crushing these rocks.
Crushing these rocks. You only named it a couple of days ago, so we had a couple of days to name it. But this is a totally new song we've recorded
today. It's about crushing
today.
goals and getting shit done.
I'm sure it's about crushing rocks of gold, right? I'm sure it is.
With your credit card.
It's about mining. Mining for Bitcoin with your credit card. That's what it is.
Just swiping on the phone, chasing those fucking pips.
Anyway,
but Yeah, so that was the sick. So obviously you guys, we've just recorded this fucking killer tune. And it's a totally new one. When I invited you guys down, you're like, hey, do you mind if we come and record a totally new song? Because normally people come in and do, in the past and all the previous sessions we've done, they come in and do a song off their album or something like that, something they've done before.
Yeah.
But this is a totally new release.
Unlike any band you've ever... Sorry.
Hey?
We're unlike any other band.
So goddamn unique you are.
Yeah, we're bringing the humility down the couch.
You're up next, man.
Shit, I gotta come up with
But it's a sick tune. Like, what inspired that? Crushing These Rocks.
Oh,
well, let the
musically,
lyricist take it.
sonically, the song is we're like, we kind of pull a bit of a Doors vibe here and there, and we like grooves and like weird. I wouldn't say weird odd time signatures. It's just 3/4. It's nothing incredible, but we like to try and
it's
like
the way you play that 3/4 that's just fucking incredible.
the idea of it is like, let's do a 3/4 that people can still dance and head bob to it. Again, we were thinking a product. We're not thinking of making interesting music, as if you thinking of making interesting music, I don't think it matters how people bob their head to it. If anything, just frantically like.
But I think that's not. I don't think that's.
I apologize.
I don't think that's making
a very
a product.
one-sided opinion.
That's
I apologize.
I don't think that's like, hey, we're doing this because it makes people's head bob because it's a product. Like, fuck,
like, we just want
man,
people to dance.
we write riffs in
Enough.
our band because we're like,
Yeah.
fuck, that's gonna get everyone's head grooving. And
Yeah,
it's not because
yeah,
we're thinking
yeah.
it's just that's what's gonna
Right.
like. We totally want to look out and see people going,
Yeah.
doing a
it.
stank face and shit.
Yeah.
That riff,
Love the stank face.
Yeah,
It's a cool idea,
and
though.
getting
It's
the
not-
head moving and getting
Yeah.
the crowd going, and that this song's gonna
It's
do
to
that, man.
facilitate dancing, like essentially. We want to put in a 3/4 feel that people can still like feel to a pulse of 4, and they can still it all lines up and they can still dance to it. And we're like, let's try and condense all of these styles that we've been trying and going for, but in one song, and make it compact and nice, so it's not like a 10-minute song like it usually is.
We've written so many 10-minute songs that we never use. Like, we've written at least, we've written a couple.
The camera
Who
crew
knows how many.
that's right there, and this guy behind the camera plays in a sick band called Black Trillium. Shout out to you, motherfucker. That's all they do is just write 10-minute epic songs.
Nice.
Nice. That's Jason's.
Yeah, do like listen to Opeth and stuff, and it's just like
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking
That's their vibe. It's fucking
gargantuan
awesome.
fucking things in your face.
Yeah.
Big
That's what Jason
epic
loves.
tales.
Gargantuan things.
Gargantuous.
Gargantuan.
Gargantuan.
Even that word sounds gargantuous.
Yeah.
Funny that, isn't it?
Yeah,
Onomatopoeia.
Nice.
it's not.
You want me to pee on you?
Ottomans.
Okay.
You want me to pee on ya?
Save that one for later, after the interview.
After the interview, perhaps.
Yeah. It's not that kind of Oh, no.
No, this isn't that
Well,
kind
that's
of
not a party.
couch.
Someone's taking
Yeah.
a drink in the mashed potato.
But I'll need a leather or a
Hey.
plastic cover or something.
Yeah, exactly. But
That should be the thumbnail of the video. Sticking your
what?
penis in the mashed potato.
all right, back to the program. We're gonna have a sick launch party for this, right, at Wayward's.
Yeah.
With Large Mirage. Funnily enough, I believe you're playing with. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah.
Have I fucked that up?
No, that's
No.
it. And Wicked Things as well,
And
yeah.
And Wicked Things. Actually,
Oh,
Wicked
yeah,
Things are good
Wicked
dudes,
Things.
man. They jam
Yeah.
at this studio.
We
no,
knew
they're
them
local
back
boys.
in
They're
the
good
Cold
guys.
Vulture days.
Hey?
We knew them back when they were Cold Vulture. When
Cold
they-
Vulture. I didn't
That's
know they were
what
called
they-
Cold
That
Vulture.
was their old band before Caleb joined. It
Ah,
was with
okay.
this guy Vinny as the singer. We played a couple gigs with Cold Vulture,
Yeah.
and then they got Caleb to sing, and then it's 4 brothers, Wicked Things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
pretty-
cool.
It's pretty wicked.
They're rad. Yeah.
They're awesome.
They're rad. They're like totally down that Van Halen path. Like just they
Yeah,
all
man.
shred, and it's just
They are intense.
unapologetic rock and
Yeah.
roll. and
I
it's
actually think
just-
they've recorded something here at one point. I think Harry, one of the other guys, one of my other mates that helps do
Yeah.
some stuff here,
Like
did it.
Catalina.
Pretty sure they did.
Catalina.
I can't remember what tune it was. A couple of tunes or a tune or two.
Heartbreak.
I didn't engineer it. One of my other
Yeah.
mates that
Yeah.
helps out did it. But yeah,
And they all do parkour and one
Do they?
set of
Taekwondo.
and
Yeah.
and gymnastics and everything, and one set of gigs.
tricking,
We asked Blade to do a front flip, and he did a front flip.
Yeah.
and he
Dude,
got
it's
it for free.
insane.
I
You got it
completely,
for free.
I completely forgot that Jericho.
That's how we met him.
Jericho used to play
Yeah.
with us when Jason was in Japan. Jericho played with us a couple gigs. No, it's just 2.
I was over there for like a
We
month.
played one show.
Just
in
one.
Japan.
Frankie's
Yeah, I was
Frank-
over there.
No, it was It was in Katoomba.
Yeah.
It was really powerhouse when we
You're
played.
right, yeah.
It's a there's so much things happening.
It's
at
so
once.
It's like not even.
Everyone's just talking over each other in these like different little. You're in Japan. Tell me about that. Shut the fuck up.
I mean, Japan was amazing. I was just going by myself, but like, yeah, when I went over, they got Jericho. He's such a fucking great bass player, man. Like, I never saw any videos or anything, but I'm sure he fucking slayed it better.
He
than
did
I
a split on
I
stage.
can't fucking do
While
that.
soloing, probably.
Yeah,
Or like self-capoing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shit.
Sick.
I can't
it's
do
wild.
that.
So check out Wicked Things.
Yeah.
Jason's been trying to do
March
the splits ever
13th.
since.
Yeah, no, I can't quite get there yet.
No.
Have you actually been trying to do the splits? Like
Every day.
Tell me you've been practicing. 'Cause
Every
that would be
day.
pretty funny. Like, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
I don't know
like
who
this.
I'd impress with doing the split. That's not something I'd like.
I would be mildly impressed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
stop practicing.
I'd be totally impressed. I'd be, if I rock
Alright,
up to the gig.
Back to our
at
gig,
Wayward.
March 13th.
Waywards.
That's right, March 13th.
Single
at
launch.
Wayward, Newtown.
Hell yeah.
Wicked Things, Large Mirage.
Yeah.
And what's your name?
By Hibiscus Biscuit.
By Hibiscus Biscuit. Hibiscus Biscuit. of course.
Hibiscus Limb Biscuit.
Hibiscus Limp Biscuit. All right, so March 13th is going to be the launch. You got Large Mirage supporting. You've got Wicked Things supporting. And you're going to be tearing out this totally new track. For the first time live.
And Jason will be doing a split.
Jason's better be doing
I'll
a
be
split.
Hype it up.
Yeah.
Hype it up.
I've
Yeah.
got to get limber for that, man.
Yeah.
So everyone should just get a ticket and rock
If
up.
there's
and go.
300 people that show up, Jason
Jason
will
will
do
eat
a
an
split.
onion.
Only 20 of you will be allowed in. You've got to sit down.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's it.
Man, massive fucking thanks for coming down.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us,
Thank
man.
you, yeah.
Super, super, super cool day in the studio. I had an absolute ball having you guys in. So thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, man.
Thank you.
Awesome. And before we go, I'll do a massive shout out to Young Henrys, hooking us up with some beers, legends, and the crew at Ludwig Drums Australia. Fucking legends. Absolute mad crew supporting this little YouTube channel we're doing. And Thetamorph Media, these wonderful people you can't see behind the cameras. Hit them up. Absolute best. No, they are. And Piercy behind the desk in there. And I want to thank my mum and my dad and just everybody out there. Keep
Much
it good.
love.
Thanks.
Keep rocking in the free world.
Yeah. Rock the party, dudes.